Muhammad Ali has died at the age of 74. The legendary heavyweight boxer and icon who transcended sport passed away in hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. Joining us for now is former WBO middleweight and super middleweight world champion Chris Eubank. Chris, many tributes from around the globe, of course, to Ali. And we're trying to sort of assess his legacy and sum up just how great he was. What do you think he leaves behind?
Vibrance. He was brilliant, he was bright, he was a beacon. And I suppose even from when I was a kid, I always had that in my mind about his flair. And so that vibrance, that electricity, inspired me to where today I am always kind of a light because of him. I wanted to be the maverick that he was. I stood effectively on the shoulders of a giant in order to actually make a little bit of a noise myself. So, you know, he's a living inspiration. And I suppose I'm a byproduct of Muhammad Ali.
Now, Chris, you did meet him. Did you feel that you were in the presence of a special human being when you did?
Absolutely. Again, from childhood. I mean, look, you know, you're looking at the television, you're looking at black and white television, 1974. I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing that Ali shuffle. You know, this vibrance, who can do this? Who has the courage to actually stand out and be different, to be distinctive? And so, you know, again, you know, I metaphorically speaking, I stood on the shoulders of the giant that was Muhammad Ali and tried to do something to also be a beacon. So, you know, I'm a living tribute to him. And it's, you know, the man's death, in actual fact, the best tribute I can pay is what I now do after his life and try to project everything that he did, which is brilliance, which is harmony, which is we. You know, the most famous poem, the shortest, you know, we, you know, I is we. That was his poem, one of his poems, one of his many poems. So yeah, very inspired, and I celebrate. I'm not mourning because I celebrate his life. Brilliance.
As a young Chris Eubank growing up, was he the reason you decided to become a boxer, would you say?
Yes, of course. As I say, he was, you know, when you hear a man saying that I'm the greatest, you think, is he the greatest? And then he's actually proving that, and, you know, everyone's talking against him, but he's winning and he's smiling and he's being positive. That was inspirational to me. And again, I'm a byproduct of him. Yeah.
Now, Ali had many great fights, and everyone has their own personal memories of what they think is the best. Which, for you, was the most iconic fight that Ali had?
The Rumble in the Jungle was a feat of which it wasn't believed by anyone outside of his camp that he could achieve. To beat George Foreman, you know, the monster, and he did. By trickery, by using that craftsmanship in the ring, ringmanship, rope-a-dope they called it. Just brilliant. And I'd like to actually more concentrate on him standing up for human rights, you know, because what it takes to fight another man is courage, but what it takes to stand up for the rights of the human being takes a lot more courage. You know, it takes real fortitude to stand up against the government and inspire a people by standing up against a government. Losing 3 years of his career for not going to the Vietnam War, you know, these milestones are what makes, it's what makes, I suppose, the young people and the people in general, you know, think to do more, to be better, to be a better human being. So, you know, brilliance, a beacon, and I celebrate, we celebrate his life.
For what he stood for, as you mentioned there, all the things he fought for outside the ring and problems he came up against and overcame while still remaining the greatest boxer of all time. You fought as well for him to have a knighthood. How do you think he should and will be remembered now that he is obviously passed as a person and what he stood for?
As I said earlier on, you know, the best tribute that one can pay anyone is how they go on and live their lives after the fact. And so, you know, everything that he did, he inspired, you know, there is a particular poem, the inaugural speech of Nelson Mandela, who said, "Our deepest fear isn't that we are inadequate, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, talented, fabulous, and gorgeous? Well, actually, who are you not to be? After all, you are a child of God. The world cannot be served by your playing small. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, so others around you won't feel insecure. We were born to make manifest the glory of God which is within us, and when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously allow others to do the same. And in liberating ourselves from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others." And that's what Ali did. You know, his presence liberated others. He dared. So he freed us in doing the things he did, which were against the system. So he was a maverick. He was a Renaissance man. And in doing what he did, he inspired, well, the world.